In addition to general requirements, a lot of the documentation related to a safety requirement specification set is going to be found in data sheets that are applicable to a specific instrumented protective function, or SIF, or to a specific component, a sensor or a logic solver or a final element. And in Vertigo, we give you the ability to set up data sheets for those equipment items and IPFs, and you can handle them one at a time. From a database structure format, it's the most efficient way to do things. So even if you use a valve in 10 different safety instrumented functions, we don't need to repeat the documentation 10 times. We only put it in once for that valve, and then wherever that valve is used, that documentation is accessible and viewable. So the different types of data sheets that we have available include IPF requirements, sensors, logic solvers, final elements. And when you bring up, when you click on the link in the tab strip, it's going to bring up a list. So when I click on IPF requirements, it's going to give me a list of all the safety functions. When I bring up sensor requirements, it's going to bring me a list of all the safety functions, and so on. And when you're in the list page, you can do the usual actions to be able to edit, add, or delete the different items. So if I go into the first IPF and I click on the hyperlink, it's going to bring up the details page, and you'll see that there are different details pages for every different type of data sheet that's available, and you can see that they have a lot of different information. Now, this is one of the areas that Vertigo is extremely powerful and extremely flexible. What Kenexis has done is realize that every operating company wants to document its safety requirements specifications differently. Some companies have a minimal set of truly safety requirements that it lists in the SRS document. Other companies list lots and lots of information. Some of it would be the same as or repetitive of what would be shown in the instrument data sheets for any instrument, whether or not it's in a safety application. So in Vertigo, we wanted to make sure that you had the ability to document everything the way you want it documented. So at Kenexis, we have come up with the Superset concept. And in the Superset concept, there is a superset of data that you can track in the data sheets for all the different sections or components or attributes of a safety instrumented system. And this superset includes every possible field that any of our customers have ever asked us to implement in the database, and it may grow in the future in new versions of Vertigo. So this allows us to be comprehensive, but we recognize that not every company is going to want to track all of that information in the data set. So what we allow you to do is customize the data tracking and the view that you want for your specific company. And that's going to be available in the study settings section. So when I click on study settings, it's going to bring up a tab, and you'll see at the bottom of the tab there's an area called SRS tracked fields. And let me just start with IPF. So when I click on IPF, there are different groups of information, so reference to the HAZOP, to the LOPA, logic and operation, so on and so forth. And let me open one of those up. So under HAZOP reference, there are fields for the report name, the date the report was issued, the revision number, the node that the safety instrumented function is associated with, and the deviation, and possibly even the page that information is contained on. So you can add all of this information. So if I select all the information and I click update, when I bring it back up, you'll see that in the HAZOP reference section, all of that information is available and displayed. But if I didn't want all that information and I only wanted to simply, for instance, track the HAZOP report name, then I would go back into the study settings section, go to IPF, HAZOP reference, and then I would uncheck everything other than the report, which is the description or the title of the report. Click update, and then when I bring it up again, you'll see that for HAZOP reference, only that information is available. So this tool is powerful and flexible because it allows virtually any organization to document the SRS any way that they choose, but still have a common, consistent database.